Strat X, or Strategic Experimental, was a US government-sponsored study conducted during 1966 and 1967 that comprehensively analyzed the potential future of the US nuclear deterrent force. At the time, the Soviet Union was making significant strides in nuclear weapons delivery, and also constructing anti-ballistic missile defenses to protect strategic facilities. To address a potential technological gap between the two superpowers, U.S. Secretary of Defense Robert McNamara entrusted the classified Strat X study to the Institute for Defense Analyzers, which compiled a 20-volume report in 9 months. The report looked into more than 100 different weapons systems, ultimately resulting in the MGM-134 Midgetman and LGM-118 Peacekeeper intercontinental ballistic missiles, the Ohio-class submarines, and the Trident submarine-launched ballistic missiles, among others. Journalists have regarded Strat X as a major influence on the course of U.S. nuclear policy. Background: in the mid-1960s, reports received by U.S. intelligence agencies indicated that the Soviets were planning to deploy large numbers of highly accurate and powerful intercontinental ballistic missiles ICBMs. 3 later, the R-36 ICBM entered service. Possessing the greatest throw weight of any ICBM ever at 8.8 tons 19,000 pounds. The R-36 was larger than the most modern ICBMs in the US arsenal at the time, for due to its size, it was able to carry high-yield warheads capable of destroying Minuteman-hardened silos sea counterforce. This was considered a significant risk to American ICBMs, and, as a result, to the United States nuclear defense strategy, by reducing the United States' ability to retaliate with nuclear weapons if attacked. N1. At the same time, the Soviets were designing and constructing increasingly sophisticated anti-ballistic missile defense systems to protect strategically important facilities around Moscow. 3. Reducing the threat posed by American ICBMs. These developments compelled the U.S. Secretary of Defense, Robert McNamara, to commission a study to look into ways of improving the survivability of the U.S. nuclear arsenal. 3 and 2. According to Graham Spinardi in his book From Polaris to Trident 1994, Strat X was a response by the U.S. Department of Defense's Deputy Director of Defense Research and Engineering, Lloyd Wilson, to the U.S. Air Force. The service was demanding a large ICBM called the WS-120A. Spinardi suggests that Strat X was allowed to proceed, so it could terminate the study for such a missile. 6. Funding for the WS-120A would not be released by Secretary McNamara, and plans for such a missile were cancelled in 1967. 7.